doing, Lauren?
Pretty good. Yeah, we're
Good.
in closing time chaos here, huh?
Yeah, it is like the week. It's the week of the summit. It's just the thing
Sweet.
I've been like planning for over a year. And my anxiety right now is,
Oh, I've been thinking of you. I'm like, man, I bet I mean, because you have to run the day-to-day business and get ready for things like that.
yeah,
And for people that don't run businesses, I don't think you understand how chaotic that is to be able to step out and do all of
yeah.
your normal stuff and then all the extra stuff too.
Been a lot of coffee, a lot of
Yeah,
wine
I
or drink
splurged today.
things. But yeah, all is good. I'm excited. Side note, I just told you a minute ago, if everyone's wondering, I seem a little anxious. Y'all, we got a freezer down in the store. So that's fun. I'm very stressed out. I'm more stressed about the freezer being down right now
Yeah.
than anything. So, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
So
So,
everybody go right now, buy all the frozen food
but
so
all
that
my
she has
yeah,
less
come
to
by
store.
frozen because something's breaking. I don't know what's wrong. It already got fixed. It's gotta get fixed again. I don't know.
Yeah, those freezers are
Life.
so complicated.
Yeah, pet store problems.
Yeah.
You don't realize the freezers here. If a freezer goes down, I think we've like 16 freezers in the store, and when one goes down, it is very catastrophic. And
Mhm.
so send all the good vibes my way.
Yeah.
First world problems for sure, but here we are. So now that everyone got to hear my rant for a second,
We're
welcome.
fine.
Thank you.
Everything's fine.
Thank you for joining our channel today. For those of you guys who do not know, this is Lauren. She is the owner and founder of
Hey.
Girls Gone Raw. Oh, Gina just corrected me. We have 18 freezers, y'all.
Oh
18.
my
Thank
God.
you, Gina. I'm glad my store manager knows that. She's does good at her job.
On a good day, that's a brag though.
On a good
Right
day, it's a
now it's
brag.
an anxiety.
Today, it's not a brag because one's down. Yes, Diana, everything will be fine as long as it gets fixed today. Um, so Lauren is the owner and founder of Girls Gone Raw. And for those of you who do not know who and what Girls Gone Raw is, you're in for a treat. If you don't
Pun
like
intended.
weird, creepy things, it's probably not the products for you. But if you have a dog or you have a cat, I always like to
Hey, I
say
have PG things.
you do have
Some.
PG things, yes. Um, if you have a dog or you have a cat, they like the weird, creepy things. And if they were in the wild, or not even the wild, if you let your dog out, you don't have a fenced in backyard, and they're running wild, they're going to find the weird, creepy things and they're going to bring
Yeah.
them to you. They're going to be very proud about it and they're going to roll around it or whatever. So, yeah, that's like the gist of Lauren. You're all probably wondering what these weird, creepy things are that Lauren and Girls Gone Raw
I
have.
know. I should have
Um,
gone ahead and brought some stuff in. I was bad
yeah,
today.
but you know what? If you're coming to the summit, you will get
Yeah.
to see her products. You will get to buy her products, and a little bird. The bird may be me. There is going to be a sale on Girls Gone Raw items at the summit. So, in fact, all products at the summit are going to be a discount that is separate from the store. So you have to come to the summit to get the deal. You can't show up Saturday in the store and take advantage of the deals. They will have to be at the summit. Speaking of summit, I'm gonna pop up a couple things real quick before we get into what you're
Yeah.
doing. But Summit, More You Know Pet Wellness Summit is taking place this weekend, Saturday, July 12th, at Legacy Hall in Newtown. It's like 2 blocks from the store. We've got an amazing lineup of speakers. We have
Yeah.
got Susan Thixton. She is the owner and founder of Truth About Pet Food. We have got Amy Renz, owner founder of Goodness Gracious. Dr. Katie Kangas, she's coming all the way from California. She is an integrative veterinarian and is here to share all of her knowledge. We've got the Rita Hogan, canine herbalist. Can't wait to hear from her. All attendees are going to be getting a copy of her book, The Herbal Dog, and those were graciously given to everyone from Innovative Pet Lab. So shout out to Innovative Pet Lab. Thank you. Everyone gets to get a copy of that book. And then last but not least, Dr. Connor Brady. And we love Connor. He's coming all the way from Ireland to talk to you guys. So can't wait to hear. We have 24 tickets left. That's it. So if you haven't got a ticket, hop on to our Eventbrite page. I have posted a link in the comments with the tickets and bonus. So my birthday was on Friday, you guys. I turned 25 years old.
Congratulations.
25. Hence, this is the coupon code. If you go buy a ticket and use code BDAY25 for my 25th birthday, you will get a discount. I think it's 25 for 25. So I will be, in my heart, I will be 25. I did not turn 25, but we can pretend. So anyway, so do that. Anyways, there's my spiel on all my stuff. I want to talk to you about what you do, what you have, and let's hear it.
So yeah, I mean, you kind of covered it. So we dehydrate essentially body parts. And what I like to call it is kind of like gap nutrition. So it's the stuff that you don't always think to give to your dogs, but it'll cover kind of those gaps that aren't in that like required nutrition. So things like whole heads, because you're like, ew, brains, but there's so much nutrition in the brain, in the thymus, in the eyes, in the spleen, the pancreas, the liver, things like that. And also cartilage. So giving like a duck wing or a duck foot, you're getting that cartilage, you're getting the bone, you're getting the connective tissues, the collagen, everything like that. So a lot of people are like, oh yeah, they're like dog chews. I'm like, yeah, but
Yes
in
and
its
no.
natural state, you can almost think of it like a supplement. You know what I mean? Like I feed my dogs. I have two seniors. I feed them a lot of heads because I'm trying to supplement the brain and kind of support it naturally with that holistic
It's
principle
like
of like
feeds
feeds feeds like. So that's what we like to use: liver to support the liver, kidney to support the kidney, brain to support the brain, things like that. But kind of on the more playful side of it, they are just really fun, unique chews. So we have everything from like frog legs. We do a lot of rabbit, and I'd say that that's probably the biggest draw is like the hairy items.
Agreed. Yes.
Darwin wants to come say hi. Say hi, Darwin.
Hi,
And
Darwin.
he's the weirdest boy.
It's
So
okay.
he's my very primal boy. We do like freeze dried quail chicks, and he was a barn cat that I forced to be this sad indoor cat because he got
He
himself
looks
hit by a
absolutely
car.
miserable.
I know, right? We have like a whole catio with climbing, and then he
I
gets his
love it.
enrichment. I'll hang little quail chicks in there, hide him. I know he's so silly. Um,
He's so cute.
but basically, the whole focus of my company is to bring dogs back to nature. So we're feeding them the things that their bodies were designed for. And a lot of times, you know, as much as we'd love for everybody to be able to feed fresh food diets, that's just not realistic for everybody. I'm a parent, small business owner, and like not the richest person in the world. So, you know, sometimes you have to feed what you can. And if that's a high-end kibble and you're doing the best that you can at the time, feeding fresh treats and things like that, or even going into your store grabbing some milks. And I have like the Fido's bone broth on my website, things like that that you can do to kind of round out a meal. A lot of times those treats are the only fresh foods that people are able to give their
Mhm.
pets at the time, and you're doing better than doing nothing at all. Because I tell people, like, you know, a treat doesn't just have to be for fun, it can be for function too.
Mhm.
And it can be enrichment and nutrition and, you know, a chew for dental health and everything like that. So a lot of the hairy items, the feathery items, things like that are great at stimulating their brain as well, letting them use their instincts, like Darwin the murder boy over here attacking my shoulder. So
Love his like giant paws like dug into you.
oh,
So,
he has like 17 toes. Like he has five
oh,
extra toes
is
or
he a
something.
polydactyl kitty? I love
If
a
I can get him
poly.
to unlatch from me, I'll show you.
Every
But yeah,
time we get polys in the cat cove, they get adopted so quick because they got the little thumbs and it looks so
yeah,
cute.
he's
Um,
hilarious. He's the
you
nicest
brought
boy.
up something though, with like the fur and feathers, and you know we carry your products in store, and one he is crazy. I love him.
Oh, he's hilarious. Come here, Mama.
I have a dog in here, but she's like passed out on the floor. Sally, wanna come say hi? Come say hi to everybody. Come on. Come on up here. Come on. No, you gotta jump.
He always wants to come on
Here's
my lap. Let's see
you
if I can
know,
do
we're
it.
sharing animals. I got Sally today.
See,
This is
yeah,
my like
double polly.
crazy dog. She is, and her favorite item are the rabbit rolls, like from you guys.
Yeah,
She goes absolutely crazy. But Sally,
it'll look
she's
like some houndy terrier or something in there.
she's the weirdest mix. She is corgi, cattle dog, and rat terrier.
Well, that's your, oh gosh, I have a rat terrier, like is she a toy fox or a toy rat terrier? I don't know. But she's like a pound and a half. Savvy. If you end up watching this, Savvy, you're my favorite. And she's like this big of just terror, just
Well, she
murder.
is, you can't see her whole body. She's really, really long, really, really short, and absolutely crazy. I mean, quite the mix here. But all of the rat terrier went to her head,
Yeah,
and the
I was
rest
gonna
of her
say.
body looks like a corgi cattle dog thing. She's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she loves your rubber rules.
Well,
So,
I
but
mean,
anyways, as I was saying, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, how many dogs do you know? I feel like every mixed breed dog that I know is like terrier something or hound something. Because those are the
That
dogs that are
sounds
running
like
around the country
my
breeding.
house. Yep, that sounds like my house. So one of the things that people always ask, 'cause they see, the whole dehydrated quail with the feathers on our bone bar, or the cow ears with the fur, and the rabbit with the fur. People are like, my dog can't eat that. Explain.
Hmm.
Like, yes, your dog and your cat can eat it. Like, fun fact, if they were, if you let your cat
Yeah.
outside and he's gonna bring you a mouse or a bird, he's gonna eat all of that.
Cats especially, which is hard because cats are so designed for that, but convincing a house cat to eat something furry is easier said than done. He's pretty much the only one that will, and it's because he lived outside for most of his life
I only
before
have
I
one that
stole
will
him
as
from my
well.
in-laws.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they might like play with it, but they don't. That's why I like the rabbit sticks, which are the hairs ground into it.
Yeah.
He's so funny right now, this cat. The hair. So kind of the background behind where how I got into this weird niche. I worked heavily with ecology, biology, and wildlife. So I spent most of my life wanting to be a wildlife biologist and studying the anatomy of wild carnivores, working in raptor rehab centers, native wildlife centers, where we're feeding rats and groundhog, muskrat, things like that. And I studied extensively the biology of the gut, between a carnivore, an omnivore, and a herbivore. And as much as we want to call dogs omnivores, because they can and do thrive with some plants or some kind of herbals, at least something like that. My dogs especially do really well with like some fermented greens and things in their diet. Um, I got distracted with Scott. Um, as
I
much as we want to argue that they're omnivores, they are facultative carnivores, and their biology dictates that. Their teeth, they have no flat grinding teeth. Humans, we can thrive on a carnivore diet, but we are omnivores biologically, because you look at your teeth, they're flat, they're grinding, and your jaw goes side to side. Dogs and cats only go up and down, and their teeth are cutting, slicing, and crushing and tearing.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you get to the gut. They have this short, heavily acidic um, gut that's just intended to get stuff in and out the other side and break down everything really quickly. So that's why if you give a dog a pea without steaming it or pureeing it, it's going to come out looking like a pea, or a carrot looking like a carrot. Um, and that's okay. They just don't have the length of their gut to digest and ferment everything like that. They don't have the enzymes, whether or not they've adapted to have some enzymes to help break down starches and stuff like that. They still don't have the digestive structure for that. What they do have the digestive structure for is bones and hair. And so the body's going to digest a little bit of that hair, and the rest is just going to scoot out the other side like nature's pipe cleaner, which sounds so gross, but that is so, so important to have that roughage. We have an epidemic of dogs right now that are getting their anal glands squeezed by their groomers on a regular basis, because that's such a common thing to have, like impacted anal glands, which sounds gross to talk about. And it was like the number one reason I didn't want to be a vet growing up. I was like, I don't want to squeeze anal glands. I remember my lab had to get hers expressed every month. It was so common.
Yeah.
And my mom had to do it at home because on kibble, there's just not enough roughage and there's just not enough stuff going on. It's basically like pre chewed for them.
Right.
And it's not scraping anything out. It's not challenging their gut. And those anal glands are there for a reason, and they're just not being expressed naturally. So that you can give fiber from pumpkins or apples or fermented greens or whatever you want to do, but the base of the matter is that these carnivores are designed to pass chunks of partially digested bone, or if they have like a bone heavy meal, you get some of those like white skeleton poops and big chunks of hair. I mean, if you've ever gone on a walk and you see like a pile of, it almost looks like a hairball on the track, that's usually from like a coyote or a fox ate
Yeah.
a mouse or a rabbit, and then it just pooped out the rest of that hair, and that keeps them naturally parasite free, and it cleans out any debris that might be in their gut as well.
Yeah.
So the super long-winded version, yes, your dogs and cats can eat fur. Not every animal tolerates it super well, so I like to tell people to start slow. We're putting the rabbit feet into the swag bags, and I know that I call that my kind of like pun intended toe dip into the freaky and the furry, because it's not enough hair or bone or anything that's going to upset a dog.
Right.
It's just the hair is short, it's very fine, and the bone is also very small, very fine. It's going to crunch up really well. Rabbits are really well tolerated protein and really well balanced if you get it from farmers like ours that are raising intentionally. And then dogs go nuts on them. It's
Yeah.
just stinky enough, like you can't smell it unless you stick it in your nose.
Yes.
But if you hide it in a pillowcase or a paper towel tube or something, your dog is gonna go nuts on it.
I
So
just
I'm excited
recently
for that.
adopted a Chihuahua, and she's all of 5 pounds. She's not even 5 pounds.
Yeah.
And girlfriend loves the rabbit feet, like
Yeah.
goes crazy over them. And like, yeah, I mean, she's just like she looks like a princess dog,
I
She's
know.
like little cute white Chihuahua, long hair, and you're like, there's no way this little dog would eat a rabbit
Yeah.
foot. And like, she actually not good behavior. I will like say this. I did not like approve of this, but like one of the cats walked by, she had a rabbit foot, and she like snarled her teeth at the cat. And I'm like, well,
That's okay.
a lot
That's
bigger than
kind
you,
of
but
Yeah, I mean, if we're doing it at kids, maybe not, but
yeah,
I think a fair amount of resource guarding is okay in a in their like
yeah,
behavioral structures.
yeah,
But and especially those are high value things, so that
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Do
she
you
loves
see him?
He is
Speaking
so
of
adorable.
murdering.
I love him so much. He reminds me, I have a black cat named Smudge at my house, and he acts very much like that. And Smudge is my one cat who will eat the like creepy, things. Not one of your brands, but not from your brand, but like another company has like freeze dried duck heads. And I have like a section in my pantry that has all of my dogs and cats like chews and things, and he knows where it is, and so he always jumps in there, jumps up on the trash can, jumps to it. And he ran out with this like huge duck head, and any cat or dog that tried to get to him with the duck head, he was like growling at them, and he ate it. And he's but yeah, he reminds me of
that's funny. Have you ever tried quail chicks with
I have
him?
not. No.
If I think I have a shipment coming in right before, because I had some people place like orders that they're picking up there, and I'll try to remember to bring you a quail chick, because it's funny.
Yeah,
he goes nuts on them, and
I'm sure my cat Smudge would just absolutely go crazy for it.
It's the freeze dried for cats. Like most of the dehydrated stuff, as much as I want to give my cats chews, the dehydrated stuff is just too hard, which is nice for dogs because we want it to last longer. But for cats, pretty much the freeze dried or like the sausage or the jerkies or what
use for them. All of my cats love the rabbit sticks, so those are great.
Yeah, and that's a nice one. It's a whole prey ground for people that don't know it. It's whole prey ground rabbit, and then we incorporate some hide. So it's not exactly whole prey proportions, but rabbits are very fluffy. So the first rendition where it was literally like just whole rabbit, it looked like a cat hairball. And I was like, we need to.
Yeah, so but they love them. Yeah. So another thing I want to point out before we go here is that one thing that people forget is that the fur is super high in manganese. Do you want to touch base on that? Because I think that's a good one to point out. It's like where it's naturally occurring.
Yeah. So I think it was Karen Becker that pointed that out. How many dogs do you know that have blown an ACL, a CCL, whatever? I mean, it's like a dime a dozen.
It's very common.
Young, healthy, like resilient breed dogs, boxers, labs, things like that, and pitties like crazy. And I do think a lot of that has to do with structure and maybe early spay and neuter, and like we're kind of messing up how things are lining up. But what they're finding is all of these dogs, and I think it was, like I said, Karen Becker, you had her last year, pointed out that all of these dogs are critically deficient in manganese, which is a structural mineral, right? And basically what it does is, yeah, it helps to strengthen the connective tissues. So when you're super deficient, those connective tissues are just weaker. So it's not a required nutrient in pet food. It may or may not be included, but usually is not
It's
touched
not
by those AFCO
usually.
guidelines at all. So some of your like better foods will probably have naturally occurring manganese, but you'll never see it really listed unless they're going above and beyond. So manganese comes from, seafood, hair, feathers, things like that. And I tell people that all the time. I'm like, they say if you blow one ACL, one CCL, the other one is going to go, probably because you have a systemic deficiency going on. And I just can't believe that I've never heard anybody other than a handful of these holistic vets talking about this.
Yeah.
And it's like such an easy thing just to supplement. It's the same thing with like, you can supplement taurine to re-strengthen the heart. You can supplement manganese to re-strengthen those joints and connective tissues.
Yeah, doing like the
So,
rabbit rolls or the whole quails with the feathers, things like
mhm,
that have
rabbit
the fur and the
sticks.
feathers. Those are a good way to supplement it, and supplement it in a way that's like not another supplement that's like added to your pet's food. It's
Yeah,
a good like thing. I mean,
that's what I'm
my
saying. I'm like,
dogs go
it's a treat, but it's a
crazy.
treat with a purpose.
Right. Yeah, like
Yep.
I don't think people realize like how excited a dog will get until you give them something that has fur on it. And most
I
people are like,
had
my dog won't eat this. I'm like, bet, yes, it will.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when you said that you're like Chihuahua. It cracks me up every time that I like to go to markets and I keep like a rabbit foot in my pocket that they're like, I don't know if he'll like that. And I'm like, let's just see. Sometimes they aren't. More often than not, it's just like cute little floofy golden doodle, whatever, mini toy poodle, schnoodly poodly. And this dog's pupils are like blown. And they're just
Yeah.
like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
freaking out about it. And I'm like, yeah, that's because your dog, as much as you've bred them to look like a cute little baby, your dog is a predator, especially anything with poodle. That's a hunting breed.
Yes.
Golden doodles, that's two hunting breeds. You know what I mean? And anything with terrier, anything with hound, they just go nuts on it because they have that little tick in their head to recognize scent and stuff. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, I don't want to like encourage him to chase the rabbits in the yard." Well, it's like you're going to the doctor but you can't tell what your dog is saying. Your dog is telling you, I like to chase things, I have a prey drive. It's okay to stimulate that in a constructive way, you
Yeah.
know instead of letting them chase the rabbits in the backyard, stimulate that prey drive in. Sorry, Darwin's trying to steal stuff again. um
He's like,
Stimulate
not
the.
me.
He's so bad. Like he's so good, but he's so bad. Stimulate the prey drive in a constructive way. So take some rabbit hair and, like I said, do a hide and seek. I like to do paper towel tubes or like a box full of stuffing. Make them dig through it. Smarter dogs. Oh, you murder boy. Smarter dogs can do like the towel. My little dog won't work hard enough for it, but you can roll it up in a towel, tie it in a knot. When I used to foster beagles, that was my go through and my go to for it. And it's just really important to not forget that enrichment aspect. I worked a whole year at the zoo, creating enrichment for like the apes and some of the big cats and stuff like that. And I just don't think it's emphasized enough in our pets.
No,
That's why I'm like,
definitely not.
a daily walk, do a sniffari. And if you can't afford to do a sniffari with like 90-degree heat like this, do enrichment games at home.
Yeah,
So
it's good.
it's
And people,
easy
I
too.
think, and people always, one of the common things that I get in the store, our chew slash bone bar is the most popular thing in the store. However, a lot of times people are like, well, I don't want to buy something, whether it be your product or something else. It's like, because it won't last long. Not everything has to last long.
Yeah.
Like
That's the nice
it's
thing I think
fun.
about these bulk bars. Go buy one.
Yeah. But
Go
like
back
a
the next week,
dog,
buy
like
another.
10 minutes of something for your dog is awesome. Like it
Oh,
doesn't have to be like this thing that
yeah.
lasts for days or for hours. And
Mm,
that 10
chew
minutes is like
wise,
really
yeah.
enjoyable, you know?
And it's hard because yeah, a lot of people are like, well, we need long lasting chews. And I think it's like kind of my controversial opinion that like I've tried air dried bones with my dogs. I don't feel like they're safe. And then like I just have seen smoked bones
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Now
Yeah,
there's
on these
some that
smoke
probably
bones.
have like proprietary procedures, but for me, for my very simple, like nothing added, I prefer to do a rabbit roll where they have to take the time to shred and everything like that, or a big meaty raw bone where you're getting all of those raw fresh tendons and
Mhm.
stuff like that. I love a knuckle bone. They're like the size of my little
They're
dog.
huge. They're
They're
huge.
huge. And I love them so much because of all those tendons and everything like that. But yeah, it's a lot of times it's not just how long are they working on it. It's the mental exercise that they get out of it. Try some training games instead and scent enrichment. That's what I want to do with my subscription box. Like some sort of scent game to try to encourage people to start doing
Yeah,
scent work at home because it's something that no dog is not able to smell really well. It's kind of like
right.
the one thing that all dog breeds have. Not all of them care as much. Most dogs do. Um, and yeah, it's just something that I try to encourage people. And most people are like, huh, I've never even thought of doing that. Your
I'm
dog,
sorry. I just Diana, Diana's comment just said, if we buy ourselves ice cream or a Dubai chocolate bar, will those last long? Not in my house. This is why I can't buy things like that. It like sits in my freezer like for not long because it will like bother me that it's in there. So then I have to go eat it all so it's out of the way.
I don't have that problem, but I have a man here.
Well, good for you. I'm glad that you don't have that problem. Uh-oh. Where'd you go? We're lagging here. We have some technical difficulties. Lauren, are you still
Can you
with
hear
us?
me?
Oh, I can
Can you
hear you
hear me?
now.
I know
Hi.
it blacked out for a second a minute ago too.
It's okay.
No, yeah, the men in my house
Yeah.
take care of all
Oh,
of the
okay.
delicious things, except for I got a fresh strawberry pie from my local farm market, and my man friend, he does not like strawberries.
Oh, well, lucky
So
you.
that's I was like, oh,
Lucky you.
bummer. I will eat that whole pie. That's
Yes. Well, I will say, for everyone who is attending, you're gonna get, the magazine that I create every year for it. There's some like tips in there from Lauren as well, and make sure you stop by her table. There's going to be lots of good things, and like I said, the swag bags. You said there's gonna be. Did you say rabbit foot's gonna go in them?
Yep. I'm doing a rabbit foot, and then we are doing a $10 off subscription box coupon. We do have a
Awesome.
monthly box that just launched, and it's super awesome. I do peer pressure people into like one odd item a month at
Yeah,
least. Because I'm
it's
like,
good.
you
Your
might not
dog
try it,
will
but
thank you
now it's
for
in
it.
your house. You'll
Your
never
dog will.
know unless you try it.
Yeah, it's good.
A little bit of peer
Well,
pressure.
once again, if you haven't bought tickets, everyone, there's like 20-ish tickets left. I did put the link in the comments. Use that code for my 25th birthday. And I appreciate you coming on. I will see you. When do you get to town?
We are driving. My sister lives
You're
just a little
driving.
bit
Oh my.
Woodbridge or
Okay.
something.
Huh?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's like 6.5, which
Oh,
in the
okay. That's not bad
Midwest,
then.
that's
That's
like a
less
day
than what I
trip.
thought. Okay.
So we're driving to my sister first, and then I'll be there Friday morning, and I'm
Awesome.
gonna try to visit. I got, some of my friends down there, all of Dr. Katie's team and Jess from Pet Parenting Reset. And I'm bringing
Fantastic.
my dogs. Should I bring my dogs? I'm thinking about bringing them on Sunday
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
to the coffee talk because they're good girls.
Oh, awesome. Well, I
I know,
can't
I
wait
feel
to
like I never
see
get to meet
you,
people's dogs.
and I can't wait to see everyone else. So
Super excited.
it's crunch time. So I appreciate you coming on, and I will see everyone either on Friday or Saturday. Peace out, you
Yeah.
guys.
Good luck with
Bye.
your freezer.
Yes, thank you. Bye.
Bye.